go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
The Packers were there when it began, and it would be fitting for them to be there for the golden anniversary. The road to Super Bowl 50 starts this weekend.
Throw the seeds out the window. It's whoever executes the better is going to win the game.
The problem is they really haven't played well for weeks. But this is now the only week that matters.
It's the postseason. We've had a chance to clean up our house, get it ready to showcase who the hell we are.
You'll see a clean house and a bunch of dogs letting out the cages.
7 straight years for the Packers making a playoff run. Their opponent here for just the second time in that span.
You like that?
And they haven't won a playoff game at home in 16 years.
We take great pride in our ability on Sunday afternoon to give them something to cheer about, and we'll be very disappointed if we don't.
We'll find out who will be happy to continue on the road to Super Bowl 50 on Sunday, but the road trip starts now. How you doing, everybody, and welcome to the road to 50. Now, this may turn out to be a bumpy road. It may turn out to be an autobahn for the Packers' journey to Santa Clara, site of Super Bowl 50. Now, they have traveled the longer road to the Super Bowl through the wild card round before, as you know, back in 2010. Now, it also happened the following 2 seasons. The Giants won it off in the wild card round in 2011. The Ravens did it in 2012. And if you go back before 2010, the Giants and Steelers also won championships from the wild card round. The Giants in 2007, the Steelers in 2005. So in other words, it can be done. And quite frankly, it's not as if the Packers have a choice right now. The Packers will hold their final practice tomorrow. It will be key with 18 players listed on the injury report. Sam Shields still in the concussion protocol. Today ruled doubtful to play. David Bakhtiari resting his ankle, hoping it responds well in tomorrow's workout. Now, he is questionable for the game officially, as are Jaron Elliott, Dayton Jones, and Justin Perillo. Perhaps most important, though, the injury to watch, that of Shields, who would miss a 4th straight game unless he somehow gets cleared to return from this concussion.
I think when you're talking about a concussion, I mean, it's obviously different than other injuries. So you don't just get to 70, 80, 90%. I mean, every one of these is different. Every player is different. So until he comes through the protocol, I mean, it's just where we are.
Well, the Packers are about to embark on a 7th consecutive playoff run and the 8th in Mike McCarthy's 10 years as head coach. Now, that's a lot of bites at the apple, so to speak, but so far, only 1 Super Bowl appearance and title in that time. Now, that's a cause for criticism by some, and for sure, you'd hope a team could win more than one with other world talents like Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, but it's not easy. Not by a long shot. To recap this 7-year run, in 2009, the Packers lost the highest scoring playoff game ever. That was 51-45 in overtime at Arizona. In 2010, we all know what happened there. The 6-seeded Packers running the table. Their 4th championship and 13th overall. 2011, despite a 15-1 regular season record and the top seed in the NFC, they were one and done again. Upset by the Giants in the divisional round. 2012 brought a wild card win at home and then a divisional round loss at San Francisco. Another one and done in appearance in 2013. Last year, they lost that divisional game at home against the epic collapse. Won the divisional game at home before the epic collapse against Seattle. Now, taking a look at the 2 teams who have done it 7 years in a row, look at the records. Patriots, Packers, the only 2 teams to make it 7 straight seasons and counting. Both have gone to conference title games, but the Patriots have gone to more. Patriots have gone to more Super Bowls, and they have won more Super Bowls. They've also avoided the wild card round more often, only been there 1 time in the previous 6 years. They avoided again this year as the AFC's number 2 seed. Welcome back to the road to 50. That is FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Green Bay has not played there since 2010. FedEx Field has not hosted a playoff game in 3 years and has had just 2 in the last 16 years. It figures to be a rather hostile environment for the visitors come Sunday. Well, welcome back. The forecast for Sunday in D.C. is improving. Meteorologist Brad Spakowitz will have a complete game day forecast for us coming up later in the show, but it could be windy and it could be a little wet. That puts even more of a premium on ball security. Dave Schrader joins us now from the newsroom with more on that. Dave?
Well, Chris, Aaron Rodgers is known for a lot of things, but he seems most proud of his touchdown to interception ratio. At 3.95, it's by far the best in league history, but Rodgers' ball security has been suspect of late as the Packers have limped into the playoffs with an anemic offense. After only 9 turnovers through 13 games, Green Bay has given it away 8 times in just the last 3 weeks.
Here is Starks. Ball is out. And now Starks can't hang on to the ball. Rodgers sacked again, ball out. Picked up. This time they make him pay toward the end zone, and it's intercepted.
Aaron Rodgers, I'm not sure why he let this ball go.
Rodgers pass is picked. And a rare red zone interception thrown by Aaron Rodgers.
You have to take care of the football in the playoffs if you want to win, and that's number one priority this week.
We didn't deserve to win the division. You can't turn the ball over and do the things that we've done the last couple of weeks. It's really, what the playoffs are all about. It's about cleaning your own house and making sure you get things in order.
We're not a team that usually turns the ball over like that, so, that's something we got to get fixed. We pride ourselves on not turning the ball over.
It's definitely mistakes we have to avoid. That's part of the reason we haven't been great on offense. We've turned the ball over a good amount of times, so that's something that we stress here, very often, and we need to be better.
Rodgers himself has 3 fumbles and 3 interceptions the last 3 weeks, and all of those fumbles have been returned for touchdowns the other way.
Yeah, I think you're always got to be critical of yourself when you're watching the film. We just, we got to put it together this week and make sure we're putting our guys in the best situations to be successful.
I want our football team focused on the Washington Redskins. They understand they have to answer questions, and it's part of their job responsibility. But, negative energy and drama, that's not my thing. I don't like it. I don't care for it. I don't like people like that.
We've obviously been up and down throughout the year on offense, and we have the opportunity to start the run now. We got to put it all together.
I don't know if we really had an identity when we were 6-0. We just were executing on a high level, and that's what we have to do to win games. And everyone knows that here, and we have to go get that done at Washington.
Washington's defense ranks 28th overall, but they're 17th in points allowed because they take the ball away. With 15 interceptions and 11 fumble recoveries, Washington ranks 9th in turnovers.
Well, they create a lot of plays on the football. They do a good job of rallying, holding the guys up, and stripping the ball out. They've had a number of those over the course of the year, and they're very opportunistic in the red zone. Yeah, it's a talented group. You got D'Angelo in kind of a safety role with Deshaun now, and you got some young corners who are very athletic and make plays on the ball. Will is a savvy vet. He was here and does a good job of, he's created a number of fumbles this year, and he's opportunistic around the football.
The Packers know just how big turnovers can be in winning playoff games. In the 2010 Super Bowl run, Tramon Williams sealed wins in Philly and Atlanta with interceptions. B.J. Raji delivered the NFC title with a pick-6 dagger, and Nick Collins' pick-6 in the Super Bowl gave Green Bay a 2-possession lead. On the flip side, Micah Hyde's dropped interception against San Francisco as a rookie in the wild card 2 years ago perhaps cost Green Bay a win. Chris?
Welcome back to the Road to 50. Time to play the match game. Can you guess which quarterback in Sunday's game belongs to these numbers? 60.7 completion percentage to 69.8. 4,166 passing yards to 3,821. And a rating of 92.7 versus a rating of 101.6. I think you have an idea where we're going with one. Yes, Kirk Cousins is the one with the better numbers, at least these numbers, than Aaron Rodgers, a 2-time league MVP. Cousins has set numerous franchise records in Washington this year, and his timing couldn't be better. He's about to become a free agent at the end of the season and make himself some money. Time to welcome in our on-the-clock experts, Jason Wilde, ESPN.com, Rob Demovsky, ESPN.com, Mark Daniels, WTAQ, WTAQ.com. So, coming right out of that, we'll start with you, Jason. Which quarterback would you rather have in Sunday's game?
I don't know. Is Kirk Cousins available to do radio shows? Look, I understand what all those numbers mean. Does Kirk Cousins have to play in the same offense with the same play callers and everything else that goes on in that?
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
That's topic 2, I think.
Yeah, we're getting there. Just hang on.
I'm still taking 12, and I think that he is long overdue for an Aaron Rodgers type game, and I think we're going to see it on Sunday.
In most games, you'd take 12, I think. Now, do you take him in this game with this offense and what they've done? Pass. He's still the most. Yeah, he's still the most productive quarterback in this game. He's still the best. He's the best player on FedEx Field. I realize that if you look at Cousins' numbers, the last since week 7, he's got 23 touchdowns and just 3 interceptions, and that's sort of the point of the season where Rodgers' numbers started to drop off, Mark. But I mean, who's more capable of having, like what Jason said, an Aaron Rodgers type
I think it's Aaron as well. But every Sunday for how many years the field has tilted the quarterback's way in Green Bay, and it just hasn't tilted that way this season. He's gone, 10 games without a 100-plus passer rating this year? He's going to need a 100-plus passer rating on Sunday, and I think he's capable of it.
Do you want him because he's more experienced in postseason play than Kirk Cousins, or do you want the guy who's unproven in postseason play because Aaron Rodgers' numbers in his last X number of games are not that great in the postseason either?
2-4, right?
I don't think anyone, at least around here, is going to say Kirk Cousins is the better player overall than Aaron Rodgers. But the fact that this discussion is a discussion, he's played really well. He's the only quarterback other than Russell Wilson to throw a touchdown in every game this year.
Look at who they played too. I mean, this. I'm sure we'll get to
That's
that.
topic like number 8.
Okay.
So,
What is your deal? I'm skipping ahead. You're skipping ahead.
You're very clairvoyant, though. It must be the shiny.
I can read this.
Must be the shiny head, right? Welcome back, everybody. In years past, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers offense has been driving the postseason bus. Now, that still could happen this year, but it would require a turnaround from recent weeks. Caitlin Sharkey joins us now on the road to 50 with more. Caitlin?
Chris, it's not a scenario the Packers have faced in the last few years, an offense that has struggled despite an MVP quarterback and what seemed to be plenty of offensive weapons. But the tables have turned in Titletown, and now the defense may have to carry some extra weight if they want to make any kind of run in the postseason. After holding Teddy Bridgewater to just 99 passing yards and Adrian Peterson to just 67 yards on the ground, the Packers defense enters the postseason with plenty of momentum.
You play this game to be great and to win, and that's not just on the offensive side of the ball that we've been accustomed to for so many years within this locker room. And it's good to finally have it, the other way around, where the defense is carrying their weight.
And not only are they making the stops, they're giving the offense more chances to score, ranking 9th in interceptions. And they've put points on the board as well, ranking 12th in scoring defenses.
Well, I think that's one of the big things with our defenses. We're pretty stopped, but we got to stop giving away the big plays, and we got to be able to create more turnovers. If our offense is turning the ball over, we got to create more turnovers than what they're giving away. And everything else starts from there. So if we're able to create turnovers and do what we do in week in and week out, we'll be fine.
They're being aggressive. They're seeing it. Our young corners have really stepped up and played well. I think the veteran leadership on the defensive side of the ball has been outstanding. Our big men are getting after it. So there's a lot of things I like about our defense.
But can this unit carry a struggling Packers offense deep into the playoffs?
I think it's possible. It's been done. It's been done a few times. You think about some of the great defenses. I'm not comparing us to those guys like the 2000 Ravens and other teams that have done it. But we want to win as a team here, and we are going to win as a team.
We played very well last year as of late in the year, and into the playoffs we didn't finish. So really we're kind of taking it upon ourselves to not only kind of replicate what we were able to do last year in the postseason, but finish and see it through. So hopefully that's the case, and we know at this time, defense is going to have to play big. Defense wins championships, and the years in which we've fallen or lost are the years where we really haven't picked up the slack.
And while the defense has been praised for their consistency this year, not everyone is noticed.
Honestly, I don't really see where the love is coming from. Like I said, I don't feel it. So it's kind of the same thing going on in this locker room. We know what our offense is capable of doing. Even if they haven't been playing up to their abilities in the past couple of games, we know they're capable of doing. So they still walk around here with a chip on their shoulder, and they like to say it's an offensive team, and we like to say it's a defensive team. That's how it's always been.
Now the Packers finished the regular season 15th in total defense and allowed their fewest points since that 2010 Super Bowl run. But a lot has changed, including personnel, with Clay Matthews, B.J. Raji, and Sam Shields the only defensive players that have remained with the Packers since. Chris?
Welcome back. The last playoff meeting between these two franchises, Christmas Eve 1972, the Redskins, who would go on to lose to the undefeated Dolphins in the Super Bowl, throttled the Packers that day 16-3. Now the teams also met in the 1936 NFL Championship game. The Packers winning 21-6 to capture the first of 13 NFL titles. The Redskins were in Boston then. They moved to Washington the next year. Now the Packers celebrated that championship right here in our building. That's our auditorium upstairs. It was the largest in the city at the time. It was used for special functions in its role as a social club. They also held the 1939 championship celebration here. Well, want to know what it looks like now? There it is. You may also be curious to know just how old this building is. It opened its doors back in 1924.